Alright, so guys, in this video I'm going to talk to you about multiplying fractions. As you can see the rule here, this is probably going to be one of your more favorite things because all you kind of got to do is just multiply straight across. If you have trouble with the assignments, that's okay. Watch the video over and over again and it's going to help you out. Now, the first one I'll start with is this one here. I got 6 over 7 times 3 over 4. And now I'll just start, really slowly, right? Remember you guys? What this rule tells me is that if I'm ever multiplying a over b times c over d, all I have to do is multiply a by c over b by d, and that's going to give me my answer, right? So this is a right now, the 7 is b, this is c, this is d. And what it tells us to do this, right? And that's just really just multiplying across. Okay, so 6 is a, so it's 6, right, times 3. Okay, and I'm actually going to write this one over here in parentheses because we got to start getting used to this stuff. And on the bottom it just says BD, which is B multiplied by D. And that's 7 times 4. Okay? So 6 times 3 gives you, actually let me get this out the way real quick, hold on. There you go. Alright, so hopefully you're able to see the whole screen now. So I got 6 times 3. Which gives me 18 over 7 times 4, right, which is 28. Now I got 18 over 28. You feel like you're done, but you're actually not. We still got to go ahead and reduce, simplify. So what can you divide both of these by? That's the greatest common factor. Well, what does 18 get divided by, right? 1 and 18, but we can't ever use 1. 18 doesn't go into 28. And then the next one up would be 2 and 9. Now 9 is a big number, but it does not go into 28 evenly. So let's try 2 for now. Okay, and remember, you don't always want to start out with just dividing by 2, 2, 2 over and over again. You're going to be here forever. But this one, I think this might work. So 18 divided by 2 gives me 9. 28 divided by 2 gives me 14. Okay? Now if you look at this one, it cannot be simplified any further, so that will be our answer. Okay? Now let's keep it moving to the next one. Now the next one, hold on one second, is 2/3 times 5/6. Okay, so again, we're multiplying, so we just go straight across. 2 times 5 gives you 10. 3 times 6 gives us 18. Okay, 10 over 18. Remember, you got to simplify, you got to reduce every single time. Do not just leave your answers like this, as they will be marked incorrect. Here, what are some factors of 10? 1 and 10, 2 and 5, really that's it. Out of all those numbers that I just listed, the only one that actually goes into 18 is 2. So far you're just dividing by 2. Okay, this one works out for now. 10 divided by 5 gives, 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. 18 by 2 gives us 9. So your final answer for this one is 5 over 9. Okay, and this is simplified, you're all good. Now let's keep it moving to the next one. Alright, so now you've got a mixed number. So I know, what you feel like you need to do is, hey, let's just multiply 3 by 4, right, and then 2 by 3. No. We can't do it this way, okay? We can't do it this way. We got to do some things first before we can go ahead and multiply these. Now, this is why we had you guys converting first, right? We converted mixed numbers to improper fractions and whatnot. We got to do that stuff first, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as I told you guys, I like to use this, as like a little way of doing it, right? Like it just kind of goes in a circle, and then once you finish it, you got your answer, right? So I got 3 times 3. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply my whole number by my denominator. That gives me 9. I'll add it to my numerator, okay, which gives me 11. So 3 and 2/3 becomes 11 over 3. Okay, so we converted this mixed number into an improper fraction. Now we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 4 and 3/7. Now we got to obviously convert that one as well. So I'll multiply 4 by 7 first, 28. And I'll add my numerator. So I got 31. And then remember, the denominator does not change. Okay, for this one, I'm going to go ahead and do the denominator first. Because, 3 times 7 I can do in my head. Now you guys know I'm not Shakuntala Devi, so I can't do 31 times 11 in my head. I probably should be able to, but hey, it's all good. Now I got 341. divided by 21. Okay, 11 times 31. Let's just make sure. All right. So remember, a fraction is a glorified division problem. Okay, so what do I have to do here? I got to divide 341 by 21, and let's see what we get. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase some of this stuff up here so I can just get a little bit more room to work with. So let's go ahead and divide now. Divided by 21. Okay, so I don't know what I can use, to do this one here. I got to figure it. So like I'm saying, I got to figure it out now. I don't know how many times 21 can go into 341 off the top of my head, but I do know that 20, can go into 340 maybe like 16, 15 times or so. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and use 16 for an example for right now. So let's say 21 goes into 341 16 times. Okay, and you got to make sure that when you're writing these numbers up top that you put it over the correct place value. Okay, place value is something we'll talk about in a little bit. Now, what's 16 times 21? I got 336. Also looks like I'm good. I'm actually going to erase this one down here just so you guys don't get confused. Okay, so 16 times 21 is 336. So now I'll do 341 minus 336, which, I'm sure you can do in your head, but let's just go through the process. 3 minus 3 cancels out. All right, I can't do the 1 minus 6, so let's borrow from this 4 here. Make that a 3 and turn this guy into an 11. Okay, so 3 minus 3 over here, all set. 11 minus 6 gives us 5. Now, can 21 go into 5? No, it cannot. So therefore, my answer is going to be 16 and 5 over 21. And 5 over 21 is definitely simplified. There's nothing we can do to simplify it any further, so you're all good on that one. Okay? And no, it may seem like a lot of work, but this is what you got to do if you want to get it right. Now, here's another one. Now, this is 3 numbers, okay? So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this one, okay? And then you can choose whichever way works better for you, as always. First, I'll show you kind of, the traditional way, maybe if you want to call it that, okay? The way that we have been doing. So, let's just multiply across, right? 3 times 4, 5 times 9, then we'll multiply that by the next one, okay? So 3 times 4 gives me 12. And then I'll multiply 12 by 15, okay? I'm going to use my calculator for that one. I got 180. And it's going to be over 5 times 9, which is 45. I'll multiply that by 24. That gives me 1,080. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this setup. I already got a number in mind that I know I can divide by for sure. Okay, so I got 180 over 1,080. Okay, yes, it's what's it called? It's a regular old fraction. It's not a mixed number. It's not an improper fraction. So do you think we're done? No, we're not done. You're right. We still need to simplify and reduce. Always, 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 always. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, I don't know what number to use right away. Or what number is going to be correct, but I know I can use 20 for sure. I know 20 goes evenly into 180 and, 1,080, right? So, I'll use 20 for now. See what happens. Okay, 180 divided by 20, right? You guys should know. It's going to give you what? 9. Then 1,080 divided by 20, it's going to give you 54. So I got 9 over 54 once I divide, right? Am I done? If you said yes, you're incorrect. Not done yet. 9 over 54. We can continue to reduce this and simplify. So it looks like I shouldn't have used 20. Maybe I should have used a number higher than 20. Maybe 21, perhaps. Okay? Let's figure it out. Now I know 9 over 54. What are factors of 9? 1 and 9, 3 and 3, right? Does 9 go into 54? Think about your 9's times table. It definitely does. Let's go ahead and divide both sides by 9. I know I'm writing like right to left now. That's okay. That's how we do it in some countries, so don't freak out. So 9 divided by 9 gives me 1. Okay? And then 54 divided by 9, guys, gives us what? 6. Okay? Now, is this simplified, reduced? Can you reduce it any further? The answer is yes, it is reduced and simplified, cannot go anymore. Therefore, that's my answer, 1 over 6. Okay? So now that's one way of doing it. Now let me show you a different way. Remember, at the end of the day, you guys are responsible for choosing whichever route or method works best for you. Okay? So first things first. We're going to basically break these down like using factor trees. Okay? So, for example, 3 is just 1 times 3, right? All set. For 4, if I had to create like a tree, right, it would be 2 times 2, right? So I'll go times 2 times 2. Okay? For 15, you know, the best one I got is 3 times 5. Okay, so I'll go times 3 times 5. So what I did was I took my numerators and I kind of did some factor trees for them. I know that line's not straight. I know, guys. I know one of y'all is going to give me trouble for that. So you know what? Let me just go ahead and make it straight. There you go. Okay, now I just took the numerators and I just broke them down. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing for the denominators, okay? So if I had to do one for 5, it would just be 1 times 5, right? So I can just go ahead and put down the 5. Now for 9, it's 3 times 3. Okay, so for 24, now this one you might have difficulty with, so I'm going to show you a couple different ways, right? I know right off the bat, for 24, I can go 4 times 6, right? I can break down 4 by 2 times 2. 6 I can break down as 3 times 2. So 24, right? I've used the factor tree, and I'm going to use these ones right here. Okay, so I got 2 times 2 times 3 times 2. And I know my line wasn't long enough. Okay, my bad, guys. There you go. Okay, now what I can do now is this is the easy part. This is the best part about this, okay? Actually, let me leave that up there for you guys. Now, this is the best part about this. I'll use a different color here. We're just going to go ahead and cancel out. Right? Remember, we cancel out values when you see the same thing on one side and the same thing on the other, and they're, you know, they can be nullified. So I got a 3 up here. I got a 3 down here. I got a 2 over here. I got a 2 right here. 2 again. 2 again. 3 right here. 3 right there. A 5 over here and a 5 over here. So now all I have left up top is a 1, basically. Okay? Because remember, for 3 it was 1 times 3, right? So, you know, there's an imaginary 1 here, right? Don't ever forget. This is mathematics. There's going to be imaginary numbers and stuff like that, right? So 1. Okay. So all I have left up top is 1. And now down below, what do I have? All done with this. Oh, it's just 3 times 2. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6. And look, we got the same exact answer that we did when we did it before. Okay, it's the same answer. It does not change as long as you do it properly. Now, which way do you want to do? That is entirely up to you. That's what you have to figure out because you're all different and we all learn differently, okay? So, now these are just some things for multiplying fractions. I hope this helped out. I hope you guys are able to get that work done, okay?